As a candle feeds on itself to create light for us, so does life. Only with life, time feeds on our essence, our soul, after which it may shine light for others to see. That's how it works if you've lived an honorable life. If you're an evil soul, it is you who feeds off of others' noble traits, only to shine light upon your own works, upon yourself. Time itself is a continual battle between good and evil, a battle that defines all of our fates. Our path is dependent on the victor. For when good and evil reach a crossroad at the same time, only one will pass. Whomever goes onwards takes us along for the ride. We are at such a crossroads now. Commander Swirly, something's majorly gone wrong. Right after I learned the extent of Captain M.T.'s plan for revenge against me, the entire world went blue, like it merged with the Valley of Fire. There's wind everywhere. Somehow, Captain M.T.'s done something, and now everything's in chaos. Yes, Bunson, here too. As a matter of fact, everywhere. Captain M.T. built up so much wickedness around him, with his lying, cheating, and scheming, he himself, and the evil which resides in him tore a hole in our universe. With all the travel between realms lately, the hole tore into the one most visited, the Valley of Fire. Between the interdimensional travel and Captain M.T.'s wicked nature, this universe couldn't hold any more grief. All that wickedness now has entered the Valley of Fire, just as the Valley of Fire is now entering our universe as well. I'd like to understand the dynamics of what's going on now, Commander, but we ain't got the time. Things are getting worse, and before long, I won't recognize the giant mutant monster beast from the Captain's mama. What can I do to fix this situation immediately? This has never happened before, Bunson. We only have theories as to how something of this nature could be repaired. That's a whole lot more than I got, I'll tell you that, Commander. I'll take anything you can give me at this point. Very well, Bunson. Theoretically, the only way to seal this rift and separate both realms is, first, you must confine Captain M.T. By confine, I mean imprison. I know Earth does not have the technical capabilities to accomplish this. I will have Ariel rectify a force field around his current location. That would be your friend Mervin's house, where M.T.'s mother is also residing. Ariel will enclose the three within an invisible fence. M.T. and his mother will be unable to leave, per their DNA being tied into the force field. Should they attempt to leave, they will be shocked. Mervin will be free to come and go as he sees fit. Well, that won't be a problem, Commander, as Mervin never leaves his home. But I do feel sorry for Captain M.T.'s mama. I know she'll go along with this. She's a good person. But wow, being trapped in a house with M.T. and Mervin. If this ain't Hades, what we's living through right now, M.T.'s mama will be living through it soon enough. Trapped with Mervin. Ouch. It will only be for a short time, until a more suitable solution is found. We must take one problem at a time. The confinement of M.T. is vital, yet the second part of this plan is crucial. Should you fail with it, the Valley of Fire and our realm will collide in force, and all in both realms will be obliterated. Success is vital. Failure is not an option. Even if this works only in theory, you must make it work in fact. Bunson, the fate of two universes rests on your shoulders. Nothing like a little pressure to get one ready for a life and death situation. M.T.'s imprisonment I will handle with Ariel. Here is what you must do, Bunson. With the help of Jingles, head back to your B-machine. Bring the communicator with you. Have Jingles set the B-machine transporter coordinates to stasis. You will be transported with the communicator, but not re-energized in a location for a period of 15 seconds, after which have Jingles return you to your realm. What's I do with the communicator when I's in stasis, Commander? You will set it to overload. A 15-second timer. This will give you time to escape the transporter's stasis and take cover in our realm. Soon, after you are returned to our realm, the communicator will explode. This explosion in between world of yours and all that is out there will set off a chain reaction across all realms, of which there is only one, ours. This explosion will seal the rift created by Captain M.T's actions and restore the natural order to our world, as well as the Valley of Fire. Why's I think there's a catch here, Commander? First, the good news. Should you accomplish this mission, Captain M.T's hold over all of Waterworld's residents will be broken. They will be returned to who and what they were prior to his identity. All will be what it once was. Everyone will be again who they were. All but you, Bunson. You alone will carry the memories of the last year with you. All around you in Waterworld will only remember that the last year is one best forgotten. They will move on with their lives, unaffected by all that has transpired. Now the bad news, Commander. Should you find yourself unable to re-energize into your realm before the communicator explodes, you will die, Bunson. That's not good, Commander. With your death, and the matter which makes up your body destroyed in the transporter's world of stasis, you will be spread over all universes, making them all crossover universes. An explosion affecting every universe in resistance will create a Big Bang, one big enough to destroy all of creation. If you do not escape the stasis realm, everyone, everywhere, dies. No, not good at all. All's right. I's got works to do. It's time all this has ended. Tonight, whatever happens, this story is finished. What on earth is wrong with this dang thing? It's going nutso on me. Whatever. So long as it does what it needs to in the stasis realm. Let it play whatever movie it wants to.
The story involves Bill Dudley, a mighty darn good wholesale bakery salesman, a character named Red, who actually is nothing more than a file clerk, and one named Whitey, who is similarly employed, so to speak. It all starts in this rather strange and out-of-this-world office, which keeps the sales records of every wholesale bakery salesman on Earth, or so the story goes. Whitey is entrusted with the records of good salesmen. Red, the other kind. Now, it seems that Red and Whitey never see eye to eye on matters. Naturally, this leads to many arguments. Our story opens in the midst of one of them.
Must you beat on that confounded thing all the time?
I am not beating. I'm playing.
Well, whatever it is, it sounds awful.
You're just peeved because another breadfruit salesman has been transferred from your record to mine.
Bill Dudley! I'll get him back on my records again. He's my kind of a salesman, that boy. Down, down, down. Marvelous record.
But what about this? Which, of course, is the reason he's now in my ledger.
Strictly a temporary condition. Why, at the slightest excuse, he'll slip back into his old habit of taking life easy, the way a smart salesman should.
You're talking through your horns again.
Wouldn't want to make a little bet on that now, would you?
Like what?
Oh, say, a new set of asbestos points for my pitchfork against a new set of strings for that thing.
On the level?
Strictly on the level. Of course, if you're afraid, it might...
I don't frighten easily. Go on.
Well, now, Suppose an attractive young lady were to ride the route with this Bill Dudley. Say she's a magazine writer and is after material for an article. Say she makes fun of the way he works. That's all it'd take to get him back into my way of selling again.
You think so, huh?
I'm willing to bet on it.
So I gather. But, how could we up here fix it so that a magazine writer down there... Oh, no. No, not me.
Why not? The trip will do you good.
Of course, I haven't been down there in a long time. Even on business.
That's the way to talk. And perhaps, as a little added distraction from his work... yes. But perhaps something a little more... Or perhaps even...
Oh, no, don't you dare. No magic and no miracles. It's against the rules. If I go, I'll go like this.
How dull. All right. Is it a bet?
All right, it's a bet. I'll put this Bill Dudley to the test.
Hi. Let me see if I got this whole thing straight now. You're a writer.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to do an article on modern food merchandising.
That's right.
And the boss said it was okay for you to write with me today.
Uh-huh.
Well, it's okay with me then, but I'd sure have a tough time making my wife believe this one.
Well, so would I.
Come on.
Well, that's how Whitey started out to prove her point. But Red was not far behind.
Hey, you're not down here just for the ride, you know. Start working on the guy. We got a bet on.
Say, you know, this seems to be an awfully dull job that you have.
Oh? What gave you that idea?
It wasn't my... I mean, well, after all, it is just a delivery man's job, isn't it?
Young lady, take it from me. Any guy who thinks this is just a delivery job belongs in a coal truck, not a bread booth. You sit there. I'll be right back.
Well?
Well, I told him I thought he was a dope not to work it, to be the first one in every day.
Good.
I told him I thought all this push on getting good displays Just a lot of front office talk.
Couldn't have phrased it better myself.
Why keep a close check on how your load's going, I said. You can always dump it on the last half dozen stops.
Excellent. And what did he say?
Nothing. That's the trouble. He just sat there listening and looking very thoughtful.
There, you see? What did I tell you? My bet's practically won.
Gee, you know, I would have sworn that nothing could make him slip back into his old selling ways.
Uh-oh.
Must be new on the force. Okay. You've talked. I've listened. Now it's my turn. I talk and you listen. First of all, take a look. A loaf of bread. An important food, a healthy food, and a basic food that can be served in more than 100 different ways. And give a look. Not just one kind of bread, but a whole variety. And not only bread, but a whole variety of all types of baked goods.
Are you, by any chance, trying to say that you think this business of yours is important?
That's exactly the way I feel about it.
Uh-oh. There's something about that guy's tone of voice I don't like.
But just because we're important in the food picture doesn't mean a guy can sit back and take it easy on this job.
Why not?
Well, because folks have to go to stores to buy my stuff. So, in these stores, there can be as many as 3,000 different food items that are just itching to latch on a part of their food money, including a few other brands of baked goods. So it's one great big scramble. Up and down the aisles the shopper goes, and what she'll buy, nobody knows. For sure, that is. But every food item tries to make the grade by looking so doggone good she just can't resist buying. Appetite appeal, we call it. And how do you get it?
That's just what I was going to ask you.
Well, one way is to let the shopper see the actual product. Yes, sir, you can write this down in your notebook. For making the best impression, nothing beats seeing the actual product. Now, one way to get it is with modern packaging. But that's not all. Now, for best appetite appeal, you also have to have good displays. Displays that sell. And believe me, top salesmen are using all the tricks in the book to get them. Tie-in displays with go-together food products. Meal suggestion displays, and a lot of others. So when you stop and think about it, this job of mine is anything but dull.
But still, doesn't it get monotonous doing the same routine things every day?
Every day is different on this job. Every store is different, depending on what bullseye I'm working on.
Bullseye?
Sure. You know, a while back I decided this could be a better paying job if the guy used his noggin. That's when I set up 3 bullseyes. Here they are. Grocer goodwill, plus volume, and selling displays. The things I'm aiming for in every store on my route. Anytime you can do something to make yourself better liked in a store, or up the volume in a store by even one loaf of bread, or get a new display idea, can mean more dough. I'm just crazy enough to like the feel of more money. That's why I keep aiming for those bullseyes. Well, I better wind up Nellie and get going.
It's jerks like that that end up as supervisors.
You know, when I first started on the route, I acted like it was nothing more than a delivery job. Take this grocer goodwill business. Know how I used to go after that? Why, I used to go into stores and slam doors and...
Hiya, Duffy, old boy. How's the old miser today? Counting your gold again, huh?
Sorry, Duff. No harm done, huh?
See you again, Duff.
It must have been awful.
Well, maybe it wasn't quite that bad. Anyway, today I go after a grocer's goodwill a little different. I'll show you. Morning, Mr. Marco.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm a feel lousy.
No, I'm sorry to hear that. Hey, something new. Say, these are pretty slick.
You noticed that, eh?
Sure did. Yeah, I bet your customers will go for them, too.
With my customers, maybe yes and maybe no. We'll see.
Go on, you know doggone well they will. Be right back. You see, I want every grocer on my route thinking,
that Bill Dudley is okay. Never slams doors. Always seems friendly, always got a smile. Always interested in my store, treats my place with respect. Never slams his trays around or makes a nuisance of himself. I like to do business with salesmen like that.
believe me, building up goodwill is important. Without it, you get nowhere in selling today. Look, why don't you stay here and rest a minute while I go in and check the sales? Don't run off now.
Oh, I wouldn't think of it.
I don't like the way that guy's yakking.
I do.
You would. If you want my opinion, he's in a rut.
Oh, well, if you want mine, he's in the groove.
Thanks for the match, lady.
What match? Oh, yes, you're welcome.
Haven't I seen that guy before somewhere? Now, I was going to tell you about the second bullseye of mine. Plus volume. One way to go after it is to use this and this.
What's this?
That, my young lady, is my business Bible. I've got a complete and up-to-date picture on every stop on my route. I know exactly what sells in each store and what doesn't. I know what new items I've tried in each stop, how each one is done. No guesswork. The facts are all there and they're up to date. Well, team up these facts with a little bit of this, and you can go after plus volume without the risk of getting stuck with a lot of returns.
So a guy gets returns, so what? Let the boss worry about him.
Here's something else a fella can do to get plus volume. Watch me in here. Say, Mr. O'Connor.
Yes, Bill?
I'm putting in a half a dozen of these new sweet doughs. They went over so good last year, we're running them again. Since it's a good profit item, I'm sure you want to keep an eye on them, see how they're going. Here's a sample. See for yourself how good they are.
Oh, thanks, Bill.
You see, talking it up is another key to getting plus volume. You can get in a good plug when you introduce a new package, a new product, or a special. The more you talk it up, the better chance of getting him to push it.
But what was all this mumbo-jumbo business with so many of this at so much and so many of that at so much at the last store?
Oh, the count check. That's something I always do before I put the stuff on the shelves. Avoids mix-ups later on. And this is especially important in big bakery departments. You see, in supermarkets, there are a lot of bakery salesmen coming in.
Grocer goodwill, plus volume, selling displays.
Okay, so you won a bet. But Bill Dudley's just one guy.
Oh, well, maybe I better drop down and see some of the other fellows on your list.
Oh, no, you don't. After all, that was only a bet. But from now on, I'm going to keep a pretty close watch on these guys.
Mm-hmm. And so will I.
All right, Bunson. I agreed to help you with this scheme of yours. But just know this. As soon as we're done here, I'm getting my array back. You had no business taking it in the first place. Whatever you want, Jingles. Once this is over, I never want to see this contraption again. As far as I'm concerned, you can take this whole dang mess. I may take you up on that, Bunson. I may just. All right. You stand here like I told you, and make sure the transport into stasis is successful. Once I've been in there for 15 seconds, you bring me out. You got that, Jingles? I got it, Bunson. I got it. Geez, you'd think I never worked a transporter before. You've never had the fate of everything in your hands before either. What we do here will either fix everything or destroy it. You's ready, Jingles? Ready, Bunson. Computer, initiate countdown.
Countdown for blast off. X minus 5, 4, 3, 2, X minus 1, fire.
All right, let's do this. Okay, communicator. What the? Why won't you do it? Come on, you piece of junk. Finally. Now, Jingles, come on, get me out of here. All right, everyone out of here now. Bunson, did it work? Well, let's see. What's the most important thing in the world to you? Huh? What do you mean, Bunson? You know my family and friends are more important to me than anything else in the world. What about this here ray? What about it? Don't you want it? What would I do with it? It's too big to even carry out of here. Bunson, are you feeling all right? Never better, my friend. Everything's coming back to normal. Well, almost everything. These settings ought to undo what Captain M.T. did to Virgil, Ginny. Bunson, all of the tests I've run have come out with an 80% chance of success. That's as best as I can do without knowing exactly what Captain M.T. did to her. Is he still not talking to you? Not talking. Who would have thought? He likes Mervyn. Nobody likes Mervyn. Well, except us, anyway. Before now, nobody could stand that raccoon talk he gets into. But M.T. seems to find Mervyn fascinating. M.T. would know how to speak raccoon. So, I don't know what them two are talking about. But according to M.T.'s mama, they ain't talking to anyone about anything at all. So we's on our own here. We could go over there, see if we can get something from the captain on how to restore Ginny. I don't trust him. Who knows? What he tells us would probably lead him to escaping. No, we've got to do this on our own. You've changed, Bunson. I've never seen you so take charge before. What's come over you? It's a good change, but it's unexpected. It's so unlike you. Maybe someday I'll tell you, Jingles, but not today. I just don't know if this here transporter will work for long or not. With all the changes to it, I just don't know nothing about it no more, other than it can do whatever we are trying. Restore Ginny. If 80% is the best you can give me, that's what we'll work with, Jingles. Are you set? All set, Bunson. All right, let's do it.
Countdown for blast off. X minus 5, 4, 3, 2, X minus 1, fire.
Bunson, I don't know what's going on. I just found myself being chased by a policeman. I was carrying all this salt too. What's going on, Bunson? Ginny, no!